40 nations are currently in talks to basically cut the United States, because of Donald Trump, out of global trade. There are 195 recognized nations/countries on planet Earth. 195. 40 of them, led by Canada, banding together to just cut out the United States. So more than 1/5 of the planet working on a way to not have to deal with the United States anymore. This includes our neighbors to the north, Canada, our neighbors to the south, Mexico. This includes the European Union and the United Kingdom. This includes major Asian countries like Japan. According to these reports, and again, this is kind of all being, spearheaded by Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, what they're trying to do is avoid all of the tariffs that Donald Trump has put in place on everybody. And then, of course, they have typically had to do reciprocal tariffs, so everything for them gets more expensive because they're dealing with the United States. So all of these nations have gotten together and said, wow, dealing with the United States is expensive and it's costing us business. How do we get around that? And their solution is, well, what if we all just trade with each other and not these idiots? And that is currently what they're working on. So instead of relying on the US market to sell their goods, they're going to just start selling to each other and open up new markets that previously hadn't been there. They will grow. They will expand. They will see this financial boom from doing business and trading with everybody in this new coalition. And we, those of us here in the United States, will lose everything. Oh, sure, we'll still have to buy their goods because we depend upon them, and Trump will still have the tariffs, so we'll still pay a higher cost for that. But our goods here in the United States that are already having a hard time selling overseas, just ask any farmer, we will lose those markets. Farmers who are already facing financial ruin, which is exactly what they told Congress about 3 weeks ago, they're going to go under. They will lose everything. Manufacturing here in the United States will go extinct virtually. Because sure, we'll still need to make some things to sell to us here in America, but we're not going to have other countries coming to us knocking on our door saying, hey, can we buy all this stuff from you? Foreign companies that have invested in the United States, or at least pledged, as Trump says, they'll pull out. They'll go with their new trading partners. They'll move their plants to Canada. Maybe they'll move them to Japan or Europe or anywhere else in Asia or perhaps Mexico. The United States, if this coalition does, do what they're hoping to be able to do, the United States will never financially recover from that. We will lose a century worth of progress on global trade, becoming the global superpower, both militarily and financially. And all of that will be wiped out by one guy, one demented moron, Donald Trump, will literally destroy this country. Everything we have built, everything that took generations to create, gone in an instant because of Donald Trump. And I said militarily, and some folks may be thinking, well, we're still going to have the military. With what money? With what money? Right? We're going to give them $1 trillion this year. You think we're going to be able to keep doing $1 trillion a year on our military when we have no foreign investments into this country anymore? when people are losing their jobs left and right and we go back into a Great Depression, the government's not going to have enough money to fund that massive military. We're going to have to start selling it off, trying to raise a little cash. That's what will happen. So we will lose that military dominance. We will clearly lose the financial dominance. A new currency from, another country or group of countries will become the global standard. The dollar will lose value. Our investments will mean nothing. And the Dow being over 50,000 for 1 hour will be a distant memory. But that is what the rest of the world, or at least a fifth of the world, I should say, is working on right now. And they're dead serious about it. And that is going to absolutely destroy this country. And I'm not saying I hope they don't do it. We kind of deserve it. So we'll see what happens. Some super chats that I want to address here. UK Freedom Audit says, we hate Trump in UK too. I'm so happy that Cardi isn't putting up with bully boy brains, always Trump's brawn. Yeah, and I want to applaud the rest of the world for doing this. This is smart. This is good, but it's going to crush us. So I'm a little torn. I don't want to get crushed. I don't want to see our economy collapse. I would love to see the military, reduced, but the economic pain that's going to come before that, that's going to be terrible. And it's going to be generational damage. It's not like we can get a new Democrat in office and he's like, hey, everybody, the tariffs are gone. Let's all be back to trading. They will have established these new things. We will no longer be needed. So it's not like we can just jump back in and they'll disband their coalition. This is permanent damage because they will find these new partners and no longer need us. We will be the needy country going around begging like, please buy our stuff. We'll sell it to you dirt cheap. Come on. Come on, man. Scientists recently discovered a new evolutionary trait in puppies, and it's that they cannot grow up and reach their full potential unless you subscribe to this channel. Don't do it for me, folks. Do it for little Atlas and Judge here. Good boys. You do good. You want to say something? No? Okay.